Hi, this is Jim Obermeyer, and today's thought is about whether ministers, priests should talk about politics in church. There are those, I remember visiting a church, it was probably 2020 during the big sickness, and the pastor got up and he was preaching about how we have to obey the laws of the land and the leaders over us. Of course, we have to obey the laws of the land. But the leaders, we have to obey what the president says, what those in authority say. And if they have to say, for instance, that 6 feet stuff and all that, which turned out to be a crock. And I could tell stories about what I know, having worked for hospice. So I have thought a lot about that. And in Romans, it's always quoted in Timothy, we're to obey those in authority over us because that's good, because God has appointed them. Okay, God has appointed them, but will you think back and think about Bible times where they were arrested or they stood before rulers and they had to be arrested because they were preaching or teaching what the authorities did not like. And the early Christians, there were thousands who were martyred for the faith. They were killed because of what they believed. Now, should we stand up for what we believe? Should we, being in America, of course, which I am, are we supposed to say anything to people if we're a pastor about who you should vote for or what party you should vote for or what platform? Let's go to platform. And some say, there's this Johnson Amendment thing, which I think is a bunch of baloney, because number one, the Democrats always go to black churches and they're allowed to preach what they want and the pastors are allowed to promote them. But it seems like in other churches that doesn't happen. So I think that, pastor should be a shepherd. He should lead the people. I was in a church before the last election where the pastor said, make sure you vote, but don't ask me who I'm going to vote for. It's none of your business. Yeah, it is our business, because if he's the shepherd, he's leading the sheep. Is he going to lead them to somebody who's going to be righteous in the law and promote the true laws and the laws of living a righteous life and a good life and not breaking the law? Or are you going to tell people to vote for whoever you want? It doesn't really matter, but it does matter. The platform matters. So that's my talk for today, and there may be a little more about that. God bless you.